Hello, everyone, and welcome to our new class. So, again, we were looking at the chapter number one, number system, and in that, we looked at rational numbers, irrational numbers, and basically, we looked at the real numbers, right? And देन इन टुडेज क्लास हम लोग ये करेंगे कि अब रैशनल नंबर्स हमने बताया था आपको कि दो रैशनल नंबर्स के बीच में कितने रैशनल नंबर्स हो सकता है अगर नंबर लाइन की बात करें तो सो लेट अस लुक एट द नंबर लाइन फर्स्ट सो हियर इज योर नंबर लाइन एंड ओके सो इफ वी लुक एट द नंबर line then here it is 0 1 2 and we'll keep going until infinity here and here -1 -2 until minus infinity, right? So if you want to find कि इन दोनों नंबर्स के बीच में कितने रैशनल नंबर्स है, राइट? वन एंड टू के बीच में, वन एंड टू के बीच में कितने रैशनल नंबर्स है, ठीक है? तो वो कितने हो सकते हैं? कोई बता सकता है मुझे? कैन एनीबडी टेल मी? ओके, रैशनल नंबर्स को हम बोलते हैं परिमेय संख्याएं। सो परिमेय संख्याएं कितनी होगी इन दोनों, वन, एक और दो के बीच में कितनी परिमेय संख्या होगी? Okay, all right. So there are infinite number of rational numbers between any two numbers on the number line, right? So you can find infinite rational numbers between 1 and 2. There exist infinite rational numbers and infinite irrational numbers, right? So to find, if I have to tell you that what is which is the one of the rational number which lies between 1 and 2, and so if you just want to find one rational number then it is pretty much easy, just you add them, 1 plus 2 and divided by 2 since there are two numbers. So here it will be, you'll find a number which is between of 1 and 2, so 3 by 2, which turns out to be around 1.5. So exactly, so it will be here somewhere around here 1.5, right? And now what we'll be doing is, let's move ahead and move on to another important topic, which is decimal representation, right? So उसके बारे में देखते हैं. So डेसिमल रिप्रेजेंटेशन कितने टाइप्स के होते हैं, कोई बता सकता है? डेसिमल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, so decimal representation, this is of types of decimal expansion actually we are looking at. So हम डेसिमल रिप्रेजेंटेशन के अंदर दो टाइप्स के देखेंगे. एक तो हमारा, सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे इसकी, यहाँ पर डेसिमल एक्सपांशन की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट? सो किस टाइप के एक्सपांशंस होते हैं? सो रिप्रेजेंटेशन में हम स्पेसिफिकली बात कर रहे हैं एक्सपांशन, डेसिमल एक्सपांशन. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव दिस आल्सो. एक्सपेंशन की बात कर रहे हैं, टाइप्स ऑफ डेसिमल एक्सपेंशंस. सो इसके अंदर वी हैव टर्मिनेटिंग, वन इज टर्मिनेटिंग, bear with this handwriting, but terminating, and another one is non-terminating decimal expansion. Non-terminating, terminating, right? Okay. And in terminating decimal expansion, we have again one is which is okay. In non-terminating, we'll be looking at. So we have again two categories. So one is recurring, or you can say repeating. Recurring बोल सकते हैं या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं repeating, ठीक है? Repeating decimal expansion, and here is non-recurring or non-repeating, you can say, right? So here the terminating decimal expansion, we call them as also call them as rational numbers because they can be written in the form of p by q. rational numbers इसको हम बोलते हैं. And then recurring and repeating decimal expansion को हम बोलते हैं, this is again rational numbers because this can again be represented in the form of p by q, although it is non-terminating, still we can represent since it's a recurring, or you can say repeating one. And here, non-terminating and non-recurringness category is for irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. So I hope that makes more sense to you that when I told you that there exists infinite number of rationals and irrationals between 1 and 2 के बीच में, right? So here you can go through the decimal expansion representation क्या होता है, right? So दो ways के अंदर represent करते हैं हम लोग, एक तो terminating वाला, एक non terminating. This is like something terminating example. If you have to want to look at, then it can be something like 1 by 2. This का decimal expansion 0.5. So terminate हो गया. So there is no, so basically no remainder left when you divide 1 by 2, and decimal आपका लग जाएगा यहाँ पर. So yeah, here it is. So similarly you can find others also. And if you have to look at example of irrational number, then it can be something like 1 by 3, which is 0.3333, and keep going on, right? And which can also be written as 0.3 ka bar over here, right? Okay. Then we have irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are numbers which cannot be written in the form of p by q. Or in particular decimal expansion here, you can say there is no specific pattern which is getting repeated. So maybe it is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, something like that, right? So there is no fixed pattern. Like here, if you count 0, 1, then 0, 0 it is. So there is no specific pattern over here. So we'll call this as non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansion, which is irrational numbers. And even you can say like value of root 2, root 3, they're also irrational numbers. And we looked at like pi is also again an irrational number, right? So how do we actually find pi? Okay, let's look at that. So what is pi? Pi is an irrational number. So pi is basically the ratio of circumference of circle and diameter, right? So it is ratio of circumference of circle and diameter of the circle, right? This ratio of pi is the ratio of circumference of circle and diameter. And value of pi is nearly equals to, you write 3.14, and which is nearly equals to pi ka value 22/7. So we sometimes use these values interchangeably. Pi का वैल्यू 3.14 यूज कर लेते हैं हम, एंड 22/7 यूज कर लेते हैं. सो सर्कमफेरेंस ऑफ सर्कल क्या हो गया आपका? अगर इसको हिंदी में बात करें तो हम इसका बोलेंगे अ, वृत्त का, ओके, परिमाप यू कैन से. और यहाँ पर ये हो गया आपका डायमीटर, जो कि व्यास बोलते हैं उसको, डायमीटर को हिंदी में. एंड या डेसिमल एक्सपांशन को दशमलव प्रसार, और टर्मिनेटिंग को शांत दशमलव प्रसार, अशांत दशमलव प्रसार, रेकरिंग को हम बोलेंगे जो कि एक बार बार मतलब रिपीट हो रहा है वो वाला उस टाइप का. और एक हो रहा है नॉन रिपीटिंग. आई होप यू नो दैट रिपीटिंग नॉन रिपीटिंग तो क्या होता है. ठीक है. ओके, दैट्स कूल. एंड yeah, let's move ahead.